Hi, I'm Ivan Grainger with Codence and Full City, and I want to walk you through a method of using AI to generate your FileMaker code, your FileMaker scripts, script steps, fields, tables, all of that. And this is a method that I'm calling paste, or more fully FMAI paste. This is a technique that's widely used in some of the new AI FileMaker development tools that are starting to emerge. And this is essentially where AI generates some FileMaker code for you, puts it onto the clipboard, and you then paste it into your FileMaker solution. I'm going to explain broadly how that works, what's going on underneath the hood, and give you a sense of how you can start to explore that further yourself. The first thing to understand is what the core logic is here, how this is actually working. What we're doing is taking the native FileMaker capability of copying and pasting schema and other elements. Like if you're copying a script and then pasting it into another FileMaker file, what you're doing in effect is taking that script code and FileMaker puts it onto your clipboard in a special XML format that is called FMXML or FMXML snippet code. It's a little chunk of specialized FileMaker XML code that's passed hidden on your clipboard. And then when you go to your target file, it recognizes that and pastes it in. But if you've ever just tried to copy some element in FileMaker and gone to a text editor and pasted, nothing appears. The reason for that is that FileMaker also wraps that FMXML code in a special binary wrapper that makes it invisible and unusable outside of FileMaker. What we're going to do is look at ways to get access to that hidden code on the clipboard. And instead of copying something and then doing something with it and then pasting it, what we actually do instead, we will use AI to generate that FMXML code directly as if we'd copied something, but we haven't. AI is generating the code from scratch, putting it on the clipboard with that special wrapper that FileMaker looks for, and it then allows us to paste it into FileMaker. So let's take a look at how this works in practice. Here we are with a simple demo file I've set up. It's got some dummy data in it, a very basic structure set up. Now, suppose I go into the script workspace and say I want to do some modification to this script. So first of all, I copy it. I can do Command C or copy there. Now I've got it on my clipboard, but what does that actually mean? I know I can paste a copy here. I could jump to another file and paste it in there. But if I try to actually look at the contents of the clipboard, there's nothing there. That's why I created a utility file called FM Clipboard Tool. And what this does is it allows us to look at that hidden contents on the clipboard. So again, if I just click into this text field and type Command V to paste, although the script is on my clipboard, nothing pastes into that text field. But what this utility file does is it uses the free Base Elements plugin, a couple of its functions, to allow us to access that content. So what I can do is I can click this Paste Schemas button, and it shows us the hidden FMXML. So you can see that this actually shows our script steps. There's a whole step with all of its attributes. So that's got calculation in it. Here is another script step. And here's the entire script that I copied in FMXML format. That's actually what FileMaker is passing hidden on your clipboard. One option would be, if I wanted to, I could manually modify this XML code, copy it back to the clipboard, and paste the modified version into FileMaker. That's really handy in and of itself. But we're going to use AI to generate XML directly and then paste right into our FileMaker file. I'm going to use an example. First of all, let's go back into the script here. You'll notice that this script has no comments on it. Actually, let me go ahead and I've got some other stuff in there. Let's just clear that up, and it's functional, but has no real comments in it. Suppose I want to add comments. Well, one option is I could just print this as a PDF. And let's see here. I'll just put it on my desktop. I'll just call it script. And there's our script PDF. So what I can do at that point is come over to Claude, and we're going to have it do some magic for us. Let's pull open Claude. Right now I have Claude in the chat interface open. And there's some even greater possibilities when we're working with Claude code, but chat is the familiar environment for most of us when we're first starting working with AI. So I'm going to show you something we can do with Claude chat. So I'm going to drag that script PDF over there, and I'm going to say, please comment this script. That's all I'm going to say here. Let's give it a moment. It's very good at reading text in a PDF. If I was doing anything more complicated, I might actually feed Claude the XML file put out by Save as XML, or maybe a DDR in XML format. It can really parse through that. So you'll notice it's doing something already. It says reading the script commenting skill. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. But very broadly, for Claude to do anything in FileMaker code, whether it's a script, especially if we're generating FMXML correctly, we really want to give it clear guidelines and guardrails, because it's not usually well trained on the details of that sort of material. And FMXML specifically does not have the code details made public. And so we need to give it some clear guidance, and we do that through skills, which I'll get into in a moment. But you'll notice what it has done now is it's given us back in plain text, readable text format, the same script, but now it has all of these comments. I'm not going to really go through it too carefully. It's given us a few notes at the end as well. But let's assume that's all really good. That's great, that's handy, but I don't want to have to then copy and paste that back and forth into my script manually. So next what I'm going to do is, we'll see in the bottom, I think it says something there, and it says it can convert it to XML in the comments right there. And so I'm going to just say, convert to FM, if I can spell, FMXML. And that's going to take it a moment. Again, you'll notice that it's mentioning that it's reading the FMXML script conversion skill. The reason it's doing that, or the reason we've given it a specialized skill, is it'll do its best attempt without the skill, but a lot of the details it might get wrong, and we want the FMXML to be perfect, just as if FileMaker had generated it itself. And to do that reliably, we need to use a skill. And I will show you that in just a moment, but let's let this complete so I can show you what it actually does here. And we're done. I skipped forward in the video a little bit because it did take a couple of minutes to generate the FMXML code, but you can see it in the artifact window here on the right. This is all of the FMXML snippet code for that script. So what I can do at this point is I could open it up in a text editor like Visual Studio Code. I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm just going to copy it right here, click copy, and I'm going to jump back over to FileMaker, specifically to my FM clipboard tool here. I'm going to create a new snippet, and I'm going to just paste that copied AI-generated code right in there. And you can see the utility recognizes it's a full script. We've got our script name. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this copy XML for FileMaker. And what that has done is it's not only copied the XML code right there onto the clipboard, but it's wrapped it correctly in a way FileMaker will recognize. And then what we can do is come over to this file, come back in here, and what I can do is just do Command V, and there's our commented script. It's the same script, has all the same steps, but with comments. And it's really that easy. Just think of the power of commenting your scripts, doing a more thorough, complete job of commenting your scripts.